promised, we are going to do a tutorial on cheetah print glitter glasses. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible so then it doesn't take forever to upload. Alright, due to the lack of water bottles and mugs I have at the time, we're going to use these mason jars. Whatever you decide to use, we are first going to tape it up. I like to just eyeball it and pull it as I am applying the tape to make sure it is straight. Alright, so there we are. And I'm not going to paint the handles on this one just due to the time crunch. And for these glasses, all you will need is the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. Technically you can use any of them because the triple thick is actually going to seal it. We're going to use triple thick. You are going to use a brush. You can use a sponge brush or you can use an acrylic brush. I choose this one. So we have this one all taped up. So we will go ahead and all you are going to do is do a very, very thin coat. And the good thing about the Cheetah glasses is Cheetah looks good in any color. So you can really pick any color base coat that you want. And nothing about painting it on needs to be perfect. So there we go. And for these, I am going to do a silver base coat, and you are going to use extra fine glitter. I personally don't have any issues with the Walmart brand. It actually works really well for me. So we are going to sprinkle it all over. Make sure you have all the spots. And then you're going to hit all the excess off. There is our first coat. Now you are going to let this dry. I usually let it dry for about 4 hours. But since this is a tutorial, boom, it's already dry. So then what we're going to do is you are going to pick the color glitter that you want to do for the inside of the cheetah. For this, I'm going to use gold. We are going to take a smaller paintbrush. You're going to take the Mod Podge again. And then the good thing about Cheetah is nothing about it needs to be perfect. So you literally can just paint on circles. I like to do bigger ones. I like to do vertical and horizontal. I like to do little smaller dots. And like I said, nothing about it needs to be perfect. And I'm doing this a little fast just so we don't have a 2-hour video. Alright, so as you see, I just have random circles painted in Mod Podge on there. Then we're going to go ahead and take the gold and sprinkle it all over. And this is what it's going to look like. Don't be alarmed if it looks a little awkward. That is exactly how it's supposed to look. Then you are going to let this coat dry for another 4 hours or so. I personally don't do 2 coats of the base color with the Cheetah, just so it doesn't turn out super duper thick. Alright, and boom! It's already dry. So then we are going to take an even smaller paintbrush, and what we're going to do is you're going to paint lines around it. And once again, nothing about this needs to be perfect. I do some on each side. I do some that go halfway around. I do some just on one side. You can kind of just have fun with this. Do some on the top, do some on the side. And I'm sure you probably can't see it in great quality on this video because the Mod Podge doesn't really show up. And you can really just have fun with it. Nothing needs to be even. Alright, and then, like I said, you can really pick any color. So we're going to stick with a normal cheetah, and we are going to do black around it. So then we will just sprinkle this on. Shake that off. And as you see, we have cheetah. And then what we are going to do next after this dries for another 4 hours or so is we are going to take our triple thick and you are going to do 2 very, very light coats on top of the whole thing, letting it dry in between for 4 hours or so. And then on the last coat, I like to let it dry a few hours longer. Boom, this already has the triple thick on it. And I see a lot of people ask about getting the tape off really straight. Now, some people tend to take it off after the first coat of glitter when it's still wet. I personally like to leave it on the whole time so that I'm not getting anything on my glass or anything on my mug. And it does not have to be smooth, especially with the cheetah, because you do have 3 separate layers. It's not going to be completely smooth. But what I do to get straight lines, let's move this out of the way, is I take my friend, the X-Acto knife, and what I'll do is I'll slowly peel and use my knife to press down and almost cut in a way as I am peeling that. So you're pretty much pulling, pressing, pulling, and you don't want to pull hard. You want to pull very gently because if anything is stuck to the tape, it is going to rip up with it. And go all the way around. And this X-Acto knife will be your best friend for straight lines. Alright. And this is completely off. As you see, my lines are pretty much straight. But for instance, if you did have any little pieces, what I like to do is I like to take this and kind of press down, and if there's a little piece sticking up, I'll cut it off. You want to be really gentle though if you use any type of acrylic because it will scratch it. So very gently. And we are all done. We have a nice cheetah print mason jar. And like I said, you can really do any color that you like on these and have fun with it. I did one of these. I did the pink and the black for the cheetah. I like to have fun with it, and you can really use any color. Well, that is the tutorial, and I hope you guys learned something from it.